Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Abhishek. I'm a techie with 3 years of experience in full stack development and have a great passion for teaching. So Newton School gave me an opportunity to educate you all in different techs. And basically you all might be aware of Newton School. It's a platform which helps you to build a career in tech. Whether you are experienced or a fresher doesn't matter. It's for everyone. They will teach you for a period of 6 months, then will refer you to a lot of jobs until you get placed with 5 lakhs or more. You don't have to pay anything. And they have launched a product. You can see the name on the screen, Launchpad. So Launchpad is basically a website which is totally free for learning, where there will be a lot of mentors, lot of codes, lot of quizzes, lot of assignment. Go sign up and enjoy the course. So in the previous video, we are talking about data types. So let's switch there to data types. So these were the few things that we are studying: data types and how to work along with data types. What does data type means? How to check what is the data type of a particular variable. These all things we understood in the previous videos, and some other things like variables, identifiers, reserved words. These all things. Hope you remember that. Okay. Now let's go to the next section of this tutorial. So now let's understand. Now we know that there are 4 types of data type: int, float, bool, str. Now how can we convert data from one data type to another data type? Okay, that conversion of data type from one type to another type is called type conversion. For example, let's suppose you guys know if I write 2.4, it's a float data type. But what if I want to convert it to integer? How can I convert it? Or if you take 2, it's an integer data type. What if I want to convert it to float or string? How can I convert it? So there are a lot of possibilities. We'll cover one by one. Okay, I'll give you enough examples so you guys can understand. Okay, so let's talk about the first case. This case deals with if I have to convert anything to integer. Okay, so what is the first thing? The first thing is 123.987. That is a decimal number, or sorry, a float number. So for a float number, how can you convert? So if you have to convert anything to integer, what you can use? You can use something called int. So that is called integer function. So let's suppose how to use it. Let's suppose I have a variable a, and it is, let's take the same example, 123.987. 123.987. You guys are sure this is a, like, let's check it. Print. How can we check the type of it? Type of a. Now if I print this currently, you will get it float, right? Now let's convert it. Now I want to convert it. Let's take a new variable b. In b, I want to convert it. So I'll write int, and whatever you want to convert, write it in the bracket. Now let's run it. Oh no, let's print it. Let's print b. Okay. If you want to print multiple things, just put a comma and print it. The second thing, I want to print type of b. Type of b. Run it. Okay, so I got 123 and the type is int. So I got it. If you have to convert something to integer, you can write int and it will be converted to integer. Okay. So there are a few examples. See, decimal you can easily convert. What if true and false is there? So if it is true, by default, if you try to convert, it will be 1. For false, it will be 0. Generally, all numbers except 0 are treated as true. Okay. Now see, if this is 10, now 10 is a string. Now let's suppose I change this. I change this to string. Let's suppose 10. Now this 10 looks number, but if you write something in double quotes, it's become a string. We discussed about that in the last class, right? So now let's click on run. So the initial class was str. Now this 10 is an integer. Now what about I want to convert, let's suppose 10a. I want to convert this to integer. Is it even possible? Let's check it out. No, it's not possible. I got an error. You can only convert a string to integer if there is a possibility, like I cannot convert a to an integer, right? So the point is, if there is only integer numbers inside the strings, then you can convert it. What about this 10.5? 10.5 should be converted, because if I convert just 10.5, it will become 10. But if I put 10.5 in a string, do you think it will still work? No, it did not work. Why is that? The point is, if you put a 0.5 here, okay, it is written as a, it's in a string. When you put it, it is taken as a point, not a what do you say, decimal. In a string it's become a point, right? Like a dot b, or when you write your Gmail ID something dot, that is not taken as a point, right? That's the reason. So these are few things. Now if I want to convert int 10, it will not work, you know, right? Why? Because there is no integer here. Same reason. Now second case is the float case. What if I want to convert something to float? Okay, so same thing. Instead of integer, you will replace everything by float. So here let's see few examples. Now let's consider this example. If I use float, will this work? Yeah, for float it will work. For float it will definitely work, because 10.5 can be easily transferred. Okay, did I wrote a spelling mistake? Yeah, you got an error. How did I know? It highlighted this line, right? So that means float is not defined, but as I know float is defined, so okay, let's go to stdin. We got 10.5 class float. It was integer, it got converted into float. So remember it. If I write some normal number, let's suppose 10, sorry, I'm getting some, let's ignore it. 10, let's click on run. Now this was integer. If you convert it to float, what will happen? Just a 0.0 will be added to make it float. Nothing happens, nothing more. And I have included various examples. If you convert true, so if something answer is directly 1, they will just add 1 0.0 just to make it float. Okay, 0 then 0.0, 10 then 10.0. If I convert it, it will be 10.0. 10, this is no problem, 10.5. If I convert 10, of course it will not work, because it needs some integer digits, right? It cannot convert anything, right? These were the examples of integer and float. Now I'm taking few examples of string and boolean. What if I want to convert something to a string? Okay, so if I have to convert something to a string, you know, now you remember it. If I have to convert something to a string, I'll use str. Okay, now let's suppose I want to convert a2. So just click on run. It was, and now it has got converted to string. Sorry, what happened? Did it run? Sorry. Okay. So now initially it was class integer, now it became 10 and the class is str. But so if you want to convert to string, it's very easy. Just put str. Whatever it is there, it will be converted. 10, 10.2, it will get converted. Even double number will be converted. Even boolean, like if you write true or false, doesn't matter, it will be converted. I wrote a spelling mistake. Sorry guys. Okay, so it will be converted. You can see, right? Initially it was bool, now you converted it to str, so you can easily convert it to str. And same with bool. Now how does bool work? So remember, everything that is not 0 is true. Okay, and one thing is false is of course false. Okay, and then like what do you say, null is also false. Null, this means, like I'll explain you. Okay, now there are few, let's talk about bool. So if I put 1, let's convert the things to bool. If there is 1, you know it will be converted to true. If I write 100, it will still be converted to true. If I write minus 100, it will still be converted to true, because all number except 0 is true. If I put 0, then it will be false. I know there is a very little scope for false, but what to do? Okay, so it's finally false. Okay, now whatever you write, similarly in string, whatever you write, everything is true. Whatever you write randomly, 1 letter, 2 letter, everything is true until you leave it completely not blank. It's empty, there's nothing in the string, not even a space. This is called null. So in this case, what will happen? You will get false. If you even add a space here, that means there is something, space is there, so it will take it as true. Clear guys? Okay, now I wrote true, it is taking it is true. Like here true is not a boolean. Hope you guys guessed that, right? Because true is inside a double quote. If things are written inside double quotes, it is, what is it? It is a string. For example, if I write false inside it, let's run it. I'm getting true. Why? Because this false, like see, normal false, how do we write it? This is the way we write it. Now a is already boolean. Now I'm already trying to convert it to boolean. Okay, so you got false, no worries. Earlier it was also boolean, now also it is boolean. But now it's not boolean, it's string, right? I check it. What is a class? The class is a string. Okay. So now it got converted to true because you have written something inside a string. So it's true. Hope this is clear to all of you guys. So this was all how you can convert one data type to another. It's very simple. We'll cover more about it in the coming sections. But for now, I think it's much clearer with these examples, right? Now we come to this print thing. Okay, sorry for this quotes. It's behaving weird in my print, but okay. Okay, now what's the difference between double quotes? Where do we put double quotes? Where do we not put double quotes? The idea is very simple. Let me turn on my annotate screen. Let's suppose A is equals to 2. Okay, and so now see, I have two options. If I print A, here I've already written this. If I print A, so see, if you put a double quotes, whatever you write inside a double quote will be as printed as it is usually. Okay, if you write the name something without any double quotes, it will not be directly printed. Instead, of value of that thing will be printed. Right? Like see, the value of A is 2. So if you did not put a double quote here, so just 2 got printed. Here the value of A is 2, but still you put a double quote. If you put a double quote, it will be printed as it is. Clear? See. So whenever you have to write some message and all that, what should you use? Of course, double quotes, because I want to write a message. I want to print it exactly the way you write it. That in the same way it should be printed and reflected to the user, right? Like let's take this example. Okay, like let's take print hello. Here I am printing a message. Hello, how are you? Right? Click on run. Hello, how are you? Got the message, right? Now let's suppose I have a variable. Let's suppose A is equals to 10. I want to print the value of A. So I cannot write it in the double quotes, right? If I write like this, what will happen? This means I am printing a message A. If I write in double quotes, I'll get A. If you want to get the value of A, what should you do? You should just do A. That's all. Plain and simple. You will get 10, right? Let's take a second case. I have a message inside A. Hello. Now if you want to print this A, should I write a double quote or just A? See, the point is simple. Whether it is a message or something, but it is stored in a variable. Now, if you have to print the value, so the value of the variable is hello. Now, what do you want to print? Do you want to print the value of the variable or the variable itself? Of course, I want to print the value of the variable. So, if you have to print the value of the variable, just write A like C. So, you will get hello. But if I put it in double quotes like the previous case, I'll get A itself. So, hope things are clear now. That's pretty much nothing more with print. There are some more steps which we'll keep on learning. Okay. Now you know, like if I have to print multiple values, okay, what can I do? A comma B. I can get multiple values. Plain and simple, right? There's just one more thing. Oh no, let's leave it for later. That's all, guys. This is about the print. Now we'll go to the next part. So first, let me close this. Okay, now the next thing is, I have given you two questions for you. The first one is write a Python program to print Newton School. Hope you should pause the video and do it on your screen. Don't look at my solution. Once you are done, match with my solution. Okay, so I am writing a Python program to print Newton School. Okay, so how can I do it? Okay. So see, there are multiple ways to do it. The first way, I can take a variable name and write Newton School inside it. NAWTO Newton School. And what can I do? I can print it. So print name. Plain and simple. The thing got printed, right? If we run it, it will definitely be printed. And it's printed. That's really awesome. So you guys understood how to print Newton School. Now, some of you can also do like this. Instead of doing this much, what you can do, just skip this part and just write the thing, print Newton School. Both the things are totally correct. So it's up to you how to do it. Okay. Clear? Let's move to the second question. Write a Python program to print your name and address. Okay, so let's suppose I take a variable name and I'll put my name as Abhishek and my address. I'll just put the country name India. This is my address. Now I want to print it. Okay, so what can I can do? I can do print name and print address. I will run it. So you got Abhishek and you got India. So you got both the stuff, right? Abhishek and India as well. Now the thing is, what if I want to print them in the same line? So what you can say? I can put a comma there. Name, comma address. Both the things will be printed in the same line. That's awesome. What if I want to print it with a message? My name is Abhishek and my address is India. How can I do it? Again, it's very simple. Let's do it one by one. So my name is, what you want to write, just put a comma. Remember, whatever message that you have written it in the double quotes. Okay. Now you put a comma and write a variable name that you want to print it name. Okay. Then click on run. My name is Abhishek. Got it? Simple, right? See, the first part was a message, so I wrote in double quotes. The second part was a variable, so I wrote it like that. And how did I separate them? By a comma. Simple. So I hope you can do the second part. You have to write my address is India. Okay. If you have any confusion here, do comment guys, and check out our course on Launchpad. Sign up, and there are a lot of courses. Explore the courses. Okay, and I'll be right back in the next video. Okay guys, see you. Bye bye.